We're at the launch of the Nissan Gravite, and with us is Saurabh Vatsa, the MD of Nissan India. Saurabh, thanks for having us here.
Thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure, Saurabh. So first of all, congratulations on the launch of the Gravite.
Well, thank you.
It's been, I think, a fantastic event and fantastic pricing. I can see you are going very aggressive. So I want to start right there, and we'll of course move on to the product. But in terms of the pricing, 5.65 lakhs, very clear your intent. Go aggressive. How long will it stay introductory?
Well, like we said, it's introductory, so it will go away.
Okay.
Leave that to us when we take it away.
Okay.
But yes, it is introductory.
Okay.
And that's how we are packaging the car. It's not just the pricing. It's a complete ecosystem around the car that we've shared with you.
Right.
Whether it's warranties, service packaging, financing options that we are bringing in, or CNG, which is coming soon. So a lot of packaging around the car.
Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, I quite like some of the schemes there that you had 55-minute trade-ins. You've got, I think, the same EMI scheme. So,
Yes.
yeah, as I said, intent is pretty clear. So, I want to ask you, what is your intent now? Because Nissan, you had a very quiet period, right? You've been a single product company for a while now, just the Magnite. This brings in the second product. What are you looking at in terms of, I think last year you did about 28,000 perhaps Magnite. So what are you looking at in terms of the Gravite, adding to this? How will it?
Clearly, like you said, we are looking at growing the volumes. We are getting into the most competitive segments. So we're not shying away from competition, whether it's BMPV or CSUVs or CSUV Plus. Magnite continues to stay with us, both for domestic and export markets. It's going to 65 markets already, left-hand drive, right-hand drive. Gravite brings in additional volume coming in. And then we continue to get inspired by India, and we say, make in India and make it for the world.
Okay, so obviously you're not going to give me any volume projections that you have for the Gravite. But also on the product, I just wanted to ask you in terms of the approach. It's very interesting to see how you have with your partners, let's say shared platforms. With the Magnite and the Kiger, we've seen a completely different top hat. So completely different. Here we've seen this is more, the differentiated front end and kind of tweaked. What's the thought process in these two approaches, and what's the pros and cons to you?
Well, clearly, platform sharing is not new any longer.
Of course,
right? And you can see other brands doing it
Right.
very effectively. It's not new to us and our alliance partners. We've been doing it for a long time, very effectively. And which is what we continue to kind of do in terms of optimizing the platforms and making sure that both the brands get the best out of it. And both the brands are looking at their own consumer sets, and therefore they continue to focus on their consumer sets. We kind of configure the vehicles in terms of styling DNAs, in terms of contenting practices that we have, which is based on what Nissan customers are looking at. So when we reach out to consumers for feedback, that's what we look at, and then we can configure or content our vehicles accordingly. But clearly, the design and styling DNA is Nissan on it.
Right. And I want to also ask you about the product. We've seen the powertrain. Obviously, you're sharing the powertrains, but you announced that there will be a CNG variant coming as well, along with the dual tank, right? How far away is that? And would that be like a dealer fit or is that actually a factory?
Interesting question, because we've announced a dual cylinder CNG kit on it, which is the first in the segment. And the packaging is something that you can see. We already have a concept vehicle which is here. It's under test and approval with the government authorities. As soon as we have that, we are ready to take it to the market. So it should not be too long ago. Theoretically, maybe another month or 45 days.
Okay, so that's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Well before, I guess, the next new product, which should be your Tecton. Awesome. Also, sticking to the product itself, the engine, coming to the engine, we've seen the engine, before the 1 liter naturally aspirated. A lot of enthusiasts keep thinking about and asking about the turbo. Is that an option, Saurabh, you're looking at?
Well, when we honestly speak to the consumers, they are looking at affordability, and they're also looking at sustainability in terms of duality of role that this car is going to play in their household. This is going to be used for small businesses, large families, which are going to use the car for both the purposes. Honestly, they are not looking at a vehicle which is too powerful or which is fun to drive, thrilling experiences in terms of a turbocharged vehicle. They are looking at certain cost levels when they are running this vehicle. It's configured for that. This is what it will cater to. We have other exciting stuff which is coming, which is going to cater to the enthusiasts.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. So before I leave you, just the last two questions. I know there's a big line waiting to talk to you. So like you said, the other products. Now, you did announce earlier on stage and tell us about the Tecton and this three-row SUV that's coming. all within the span of 12 months.
Yes.
So can't wait for those. What about CBUs? Are you ruling those out because you've not really had success maybe with the X-Trail? But so is that ruled out or is that still an option?
Well, to be honest, we learned a lot from X-Trail. So before we brought in the X-Trail, we said there are three pillars of business focus for us: domestic market, export market, and CBUs. A lot of work is going on in CBUs, and when we're ready, we're going to get it to you. But we have not left that pillar. There are three pillars of business for us, and we're focusing on all three.
Right, awesome. And the last question, Saurabh, for you. In terms of, like you said, the different pillars, one of your pillars is exports.
Yes.
And you did say last year you all had a fantastic year with exports. I think the fifth largest exporter from India. With your exit from the manufacturing side, are you now still bullish on exports or will that come down? What's the future?
Absolutely, because it's an alliance partnership. When we are sharing a factory, the alliance is sharing the factory. Therefore, the volumes which are going to go for export continue to go from there.
Okay.
You can see the Magnite is still going. Sunny, interestingly, is what we still make in that factory. And it's got a huge demand overseas.
Right.
And likewise, for the new cars which are coming in, whatever demands which is coming in from different markets, we're going to cater to that. Because by the virtue of the fact that you're catering to the Indian consumer first, it's opening up a lot of options for you because you have one of the best emission standards in the world today in India. So when you comply with that, it opens up a lot of markets for you. Same for features, same for safety. When you package it all in, it just opens up so many options for you. It's good for us. It's good for the factory.
Right. And absolutely last question. The Sunny. A lot of people keep asking whenever this thing comes up that, the Sunny is still being produced. Now, demand, of course, did lead to it being discontinued in India, demand in India. Is that the only thing keeping it out of India or technically is it actually ready for the Indian rules and regs as of today?
Well, to be very honest, Sunny had a very strong fan following. It still does. Those who have it don't want to trade it.
Right.
The cars are very well maintained. Essentially, the Sunny went out when the emission standards were upgraded. And that's where it went out.
Right.
So, and that segment also, if you look at it, it's become really small.
Right.
So, from a purely investment to benefit ratio, if you look at it, today that segment doesn't make sense for us. Therefore, what we are showing you is where we are going in. Four super competitive segments.
Awesome. All the very best.
Thank you so much, Sergius.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.